Hey guys, we are in Columbia right now. We're just toured this house and it's pretty interesting. This is a slightly better area of Columbia, though we are closer to some of those other houses that we've seen so far. The interesting thing about this one is I found this off market. I spent $0 to find it. All I did was post in a bunch of different Facebook groups asking if anybody had fixer-uppers. This lady messaged me. She had a few of them, too many to tackle at once. So she asked me to come out here and look at it. Bill and I spoke to her, so we just toured it. So you can see outside right here. Outside's a little bit rough. There's issues with the siding, roof probably needs to be replaced, windows need to be replaced, but the bones look decent. Inside, it's interesting. Almost all the floors are gone. They had multiple leaks. They had a leak from their bathtub and 2 leaks from air conditioning wall units, or window units rather. So in the bathroom, it's pretty weird. You walk in there, you see the fixtures on the wall for the shower, all the tiling, but when you look down, not only is there no bathtub, there's no floor. So it's just a big gaping hole fully tiled around it. The tiling may need to be changed, but that was pretty interesting to see that. If you look up at the ceiling, you'll see these little holes in different places. It's kind of weird. I think the entire ceilings need to be redone. It's bowing. The parts of the floor that still do exist, there's missing tiles. They look like vinyl tile they had on there. Didn't hold up well at all. So in my opinion, the entire floor of this house is gonna have to come out. We have to do a little bit more research into this, see if the comps will actually support that around here. It's gonna be expensive. There is water damage. I took a selfie in there and I maybe had 2 inches above my head. I'm 6'6", but that was still, it's a pretty tight ceiling. All right, so the yard that this is on is actually a pretty good size. So obviously it needs to be cleaned up. Coming into fall, you have a lot of leaves on the ground. There's a lot of debris, but back here, it's straight, it's long, it's fairly flat ground. You can fence it in if you want. So it's a good spot if you have kids, if you have dogs, whatever you want to do with that. Again, for this area, it's in pretty good shape. You can see the little fire pit here they made themselves. At the end of the street, we have a church, which isn't bad. The house immediately next to us is in decent shape. There's a lot to do in here, but for the price point, I think this one actually might work. So Bill's in Vegas right now. As soon as he gets back, we're gonna talk about this, try to finalize some numbers. I'm definitely putting an offer in on this one. And with any luck, this actually will be our first house that we actively start the remediation process on. So while you were in Vegas, Chris and I went to the property.
Yep.
It was the lady who's building the farm.
Oh yeah, okay.
And she had a couple properties, one of which she doesn't want to tackle anymore.
Yeah, she was the lady who had was flipping a couple houses, had the tenants moved out. She said there's just a little bit of damage. Yep. They had to replace seal up the chimney and there's a little bit of water damage around the bathroom and flooring.
A little bit's generous.
Okay.
So really nice lady. She seemed fairly motivated to sell when we were there, but we went there. The neighborhood, for where it is one of the better streets,
okay.
But it's a pretty rough neighborhood.
How does it compare to the other place we saw, that mobile home that you took me to?
Way better.
Better than that?
Better than the mobile home.
But neighborhood.
Comparable.
Okay.
It's closer to downtown, so the houses are closer together. So I've been to this area before. I've seen 3 different houses probably within 2 blocks of this area. The 2 surrounding houses to it weren't in rough shape. Okay. There's a church at the end of the street. There's a Masonic hall on the left. So it was a little bit better. If you go down.
There's a what?
Like Masons, like stonemasons.
Oh, okay.
Or not stonemasons, like
Freemasons?
Yeah, Freemasons, like Illuminati.
Okay.
Yeah. So we walked it. She had initially said that she had an offer under contract for $145.
Yeah.
Which, if that was recent, I don't think I believe that. But
so that was before the tenants moved out. So because they wanted it without tenants, and then so she said 145, and I asked her about that on the call. She specifically said, yeah, they only do 1 house a year. It's a family that she knows, yep. And they were going to flip it, right? They wanted tenants out, and when she got in there, she found this kind of damage, cleaned it up. Yeah. So that's why didn't you call them up after and get them to buy it?
I took videos of the inside and the outside. I just want you to kind of watch them really quick.
Okay.
Great. I'm not sure what that's going to cost. I just want to give you a little idea of what this property looks like.
You get a toilet outside the house.
Huge bonus. Decent little yard. Needs to be cleaned out, obviously.
So the exterior doesn't look that bad. Is it a metal roof? Is it like tin roof?
No, I believe it's wood. Windows.
Really? Like shingles? Had shingles on it? No, it's metal.
Is it?
Yeah. So these metal roofs have really long. So there's a window unit there. The siding doesn't look that bad.
Okay.
I mean, for a rental house. Now, if we're gonna renovate it, there's some stuff. There's a lot of wood rot and stuff that needs to be cleaned up. Probably that would get hit on an inspection.
So the entire roof is like bowing, or the ceiling's like bowing down.
Okay.
So if you want to go,
but it's probably not very high.
This is my inside. This is bedroom 1.
Okay, so these are like lay down tiles.
Yeah, that all has to be replaced.
Did you open that? You did. Okay. He's got the plywood in there.
Yeah.
For the subfloor.
Has all the tiling, but
from the ground up.
Yeah.
Huh. Is that a bedroom?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then,
okay.
I mean, so this is what the floor plan of the house basically looks like, just so you can see it.
Okay.
Living, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, kitchen, bedroom 3, bathroom, and laundry.
Okay.
Combo.
And the toilet is in the backyard.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 bed, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet.
Yep.
Done up nice. A couple things to keep in mind here. Number one is what is available at 200,000 in the area. Here's what you get. You got 1,000 square feet, and you're trying to put cost per square foot to scale it with a 2,000 square foot house versus a 1,000 square foot house.
Okay.
So at a 2,000 square foot house, $200 a foot is 400,000.
Yeah.
Now 400,000 is kind of like entry level in this area in Spring Hill. You go down to Columbia, it might be like middle of the road. So you need to look at like the area, like kind houses, the actual neighborhood, and say, are things selling there for 150? And I'm talking about fixed up on market, like arm's length sales. And then I would look at everything on the market right now, or everything that's sold within the last like 3 months even,
Yep.
and say, show me something under $200,000 that's nice. Does that make sense? Like
makes total
all that
sense.
stuff is what we want to think about as we're comping out properties like this. If the house doesn't sell for 200,000, like if let's say we run the numbers at 200K.
Okay.
And that's where I think we should. Like you have $200 a foot, 1,000 square foot house, 3 bed, 1 bath. Maybe we move some things around. Probably what it actually is going to sell for, not what she thinks is like 240, 245.
Yeah. I feel like my guess of 175 is probably right.
Yeah, so we can run the numbers off of 175. I'm a little bit more bullish. I think a newer investor is probably going to be more conservative with the numbers.
Yeah.
But here's what happens. You get conservative with the ARV, you get conservative with the rehab, you get conservative with the financing and all the fixed costs and all that stuff. Next thing you know, it's like a 4-time conservative number, and you never can find a number that works.
Okay.
Because then if it doesn't sell, you have an option to rent the house out afterwards.
So-
Just because we have this one in the hopper doesn't mean you stop looking for more.
I am
So
still posting,
keep posting,
engaging.
keep getting information, keep making offers on wholesalers deals, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to put everything that you have into this and it not go through, and then you're set back a week or two.
Totally.
Okay, cool, awesome.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sir.